T-minus 4 minutes, 42 seconds and counting. T-minus 4 minutes, 30 seconds and counting.
Go ahead.
Once we get the APU start, we have a total of 12 minutes of hydrazine supply for running the APUs prior to a liftoff. Everything going very smoothly in this count. The APU start is complete. T-minus 4 minutes, 10 seconds and counting.
30 seconds to clear the caution warning.
As preparation for main engine ignition, the main fuel valve heaters have been turned off. T-minus 3 minutes, 57 seconds and counting. The final helium purge on the shuttle main engine has been started in preparation for engine start. The liquid oxygen replenish system has been turned off in preparation for pressurization of the tanks for the launch. T-minus 3 minutes, 35 seconds and counting. The elevon, speed brake, and rudder are being moved through a pre-programmed pattern to assure that they'll be ready for use in flight. T-minus 3 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. The shuttle is now on internal power. However, the fuel cells are still receiving their fuels from the ground support system for one more additional minute.
Coming up on 3 minutes, T-minus 3 minutes.
Coming up on T-minus 3 minutes, T-minus 3 minutes and counting. The engine gimbal or movement check is underway to assure they're ready for flight control. T-minus 2 minutes, 52 seconds. The LOX valve on the external tank has been closed and pressurization has begun. After the tank is pressurized, the hold capability is limited to 3 minutes, 36 seconds. T-minus 2 minutes, 40 seconds and counting.
That movement a moment ago was to check to make sure that the engines could be moved, that they're supposed to move, and they did.
The vehicle is using its onboard supply. T-minus 2 minutes, 25 seconds and counting. T-minus 2 minutes, 15 seconds. The pressure in the LOX tank is at flight pressure. Coming up on just 2 minutes away from launch. T-minus 2 minutes marked and counting.
Figure for launch, for liftoff.
The liquid hydrogen vent valve has been closed and flight pressurization is underway. T-minus 1 minute, 50 seconds and counting.
We're figure for liftoff. Smooth sailing, baby. Thanks a lot, Chuck. You guys do super work.
Chuck Hannon has just said smooth sailing, baby, to astronauts John Young and Bob Crippen. T-minus 1 minute, 35 seconds and counting.
T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds mark.
T-minus 1 minute, 20 seconds and counting. We can see the purges of the main engines as we prepare for ignition. T-minus 1 minute, 10 seconds and counting. Liquid hydrogen tank is at flight pressure.
Coming up on T-minus 1 minute.
T-minus 1 minute marked and counting. The firing system for the sound suppression water will be armed just a couple seconds from now. It has been armed. T-minus 45 seconds and counting. T-minus 40 seconds and counting. The development flight instrumentation recorders are on. T-minus 35 seconds. We're just a few seconds away from switching to the redundant sense sequencer. T-minus 27 seconds. We have gone for redundant set sequencer start. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15, 14, 13, T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We've gone for main engine start. We have main engine start. America's first space shuttle. And the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Roger roll. Max Cuba, are you?
Roger.
Right now they're going through the time when they have the maximum air pressure in space.
Columbia, Houston, you're go at throttle up.
Roger, go at throttle up.
Roger, Columbia, on the nice ride. You're lofting a little bit. You'll probably be slightly high at staging. Columbia, you're negative seats.
That says that Columbia, the altitude is too high for ejection seat use.
Columbia, you're go for SRB SEP.
2 minutes, 4 seconds, standing by for SRB SEP confirmation.
Roger on the SEP, Columbia.
Mark, 2 minutes, 20 seconds, confirm solid rocket booster SEP.
Takeoff initiate.
Mark, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. On-board guidance is converging as programmed. Columbia is now steering for its precise window in space for main engine cutoff. Mark, 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Columbia now 39 nautical miles in altitude, 42 nautical miles downrange. Mark, 2 minutes, 50 seconds.
Columbia, you're looking a little hot. All your calls will be a little early.
Okay.
Columbia now has 2-engine rotor
That
capability.
looks good here.
Roger.
3 minutes. Young and Crippen really moving out now. Velocity now reading 6,200 feet per second. Mark, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Columbia now 51 nautical miles in altitude, 66 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 6,500 feet per second. Mark, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Columbia now 55 nautical miles in altitude, 78 nautical miles downrange. Mark, 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Standing by for a return status check and mission control by Flight Director Neil Hutchinson. Columbia given a green to continue. Mark, 3 minutes, 55 seconds. Standing by for a press to MECO, which says Columbia should lose 1 engine.
Columbia, stand by. Press to MECO.
Columbia continues flying forward, coming up on
Mark,
negative return.
press for MECO.
Roger, press for MECO.
Mark, 4 minutes, 8.
Columbia, stand by for negative return. Mark, negative return. And your evap is good.
Mark, 4 minutes, 25. 5 seconds.
Sure is, we can confirm it.
With that call up,
Okay,
Captain Brandon Stein, Columbia now committed to space travel. Young and Crippen can no longer turn around and return to the launch site.
Columbia, Houston, we're showing both ohms PC transducers off scale high.
Mark, 4 minutes, 45 seconds. The flash evaporator is activated on board the cool Columbia.
Roger, setting off scale low here.
Roger, stand by. We'll keep an eye on it.
Mark, 4 minutes, 56 seconds. Columbia is lofting early in the second stage, is now being taken out of the trajectory as programmed. Columbia now 74 nautical miles in altitude, 181 nautical miles.
Everything looks nominal there, man. What a view, what a view.
Glad you're enjoying it.
Mark, 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Columbia now 75 nautical miles in altitude, 202 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 11,000 feet per second. A status check and mission control by Flight Director Neil Hutchinson.
Columbia, Houston, your go at 5:30. MECO, 8+34.
Mark, 5 minutes, 40 seconds. That call up from Capcom
Okay, Thomas, break it up a little bit. How you
trajectory,
doing?
navigation, and engine performance.
Roger, Columbia, reading you loud and clear.
Okay, you're clear, a little weak.
Mark 5 minutes 55
and
seconds.
Columbia, we just switched over Bermuda. Boys should be getting better here in a second.
Roger that. Okay, don't catch good.
Nautical miles
Yeah,
down
we're
range,
up to 2Gs now.
13,000 feet per second.
Columbia, Houston, could we have the cryo heaters, please? And Columbia, your single engine rota.
Roger.
Mark 6 minutes 25
Okay,
seconds.
get the crowd here.
That call up and checked on Brandon Stein says that a two-engine failure occurred. Columbia taken with an emergency landing and ordered air station space. Mark 6 minutes 40 seconds. Columbia pitching over now, diving to increase velocity, decrease altitude, giving Columbia her most favorable attitude. Columbia now 72 nautical miles in altitude, 373 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 16,400 feet per second. Standing by for a single engine Preston Miko call up from Captain Brandon Stein.
Columbia, your single engine, press per Miko.
Mark 7 minutes 20 seconds. That report says that Young and Crippen can achieve orbital insertion even if two engines go out. Mark 7 minutes 30 seconds. Columbia 67 nautical miles in altitude, 485 nautical miles downrange. G-force is building for Young and Crippen now up to 3 Gs. Mark 7 minutes 45 seconds. Columbia's main engine slowly being throttled back now. Should be throttled at 65% at 6 seconds before main engine cutoff. Status check in the control center.
Columbia, Houston, your go at 8.
Mark 8 minutes 4 seconds.
Looking good.
Columbia now 63 nautical miles in altitude, 606 nautical miles downrange. Mark 8 minutes 15 seconds. Columbia now 63 nautical miles in altitude, 650 nautical miles downrange. Standing by now for main engine cutoff.
Miko 25670 up at 220 feet per second.
Roger, Columbia, Miko.
Confirmed shutdown. Columbia, the gem of this new ocean, now in space, not yet in orbit. Now standing by now for external tank separation.
Okay, we've had SEP.
Roger, and we confirm the SEP, Columbia.
9 minutes 3 seconds. Confirm external tank separation. Columbia now performing an evasive maneuver, moving below and beyond and translating to the north of the external tank. Young should see it moving away out his window. Minutes 40 seconds, go no-go status check and mission control for the first ohms burn. Given a go.
And the solid
Columbia,
rocket
Houston,
boosters should
your
have
go for
splashed down by now.
1 and for APU
Be
shut down on
retrieved
time.
in the Atlantic Ocean for use on another day. The external tank will not be used again. It'll be destroyed and will land over the Indian Ocean
One burn attitude.
in small
Using
pieces.
the 26,000 pound thrust engine, Ohms 1 will be posi grade, moving Columbia forward higher on her flight path.
What you see
Columbia in orbit.
is the situation on the ground around the launch pad 39A, where an absolutely zero-flaw launch was effected.
Columbia 67 nautical miles in altitude, 1,160 nautical miles downrange.
The ground absolutely trembled for miles around. There's a great thunderous liftoff. 4.5 million pounds thrown upward. That was the weight at liftoff.
102 on the left and 101 on the right.
Most of that, of course, in fuel.
Roger, Columbia, they're looking good to us.
A status check in the control center.
Now, moving into OMS burn. Leo Krupp, exactly what does that mean?
Well, they have to light off the OMS engines for the first time now to increase the velocity to orbital velocity.
40 seconds to LOS.
Well,
Configure LOS. You're looking good burning over the hill. We'll see you at Madrid.
this burn will put us into 130 by 58 nautical mile elliptical orbit, and later on we'll do another OMS 2 burn to circularize that at 130 circular.
When is the next danger point?
Coming up here very shortly, 2 minutes after tank separation here, we should be doing this OMS 1 burn. Should be doing it right about now.
It is underway. And the astronauts right now are doing exactly what, Leo?
Well, they had to set up for this burn. They had to put some switches in the right position. They had to program the computer, maneuver to the proper attitude so that when this thrust comes on, it will increase their velocity and put them into this 130 by 58.